I wanted to tell some exciting news. This past weekend at the Charleston, West Virginia's Clay Center for the Performing Arts, I saw PJ Masks live stage show.
Is PJ Masks
live in concert?
Is PJ Masks one person?
Good question.
I don't know anything about what you're saying.
PJ Masks is a superhero team. This is a show on Disney Junior. PJ Masks is a superhero team of 3 kids. Catboy, there's Gecko, and there's Owlette. And they are regular kids who, in the nighttime, transform into superheroes via their magical pajamas.
Okay, so this teaches kids, like, don't go to sleep. Party all night, you get superpowers, go out, fight crime. Don't worry about going to sleep, little baby. Get on out there.
Now, Justin, this is it's all new to me. This is a very important question I have. These kids, when they fight crime, is the crime like, we lost the basketball, where is it? Or is it like, somebody's been kidnapped and we gotta go beat up some bad guys?
And follow-up question, do they have a sort of self-imposed Batman-esque moral code where they do not kill the bad guys?
Good question.
They only punch and beat them up very badly, but the PJ Masks kids never kill.
How many people do they hang off the sides of buildings?
Important question, all.
So, PJ Masks, you two have hit upon, I think, the most interesting parts of bringing PJ Masks live to the stage.
They do kill.
They do kill. Huh?
They don't actually usually do anything. So the PJ Masks have superheroes, but of course there's never any punching, right? When you bring this is a show where the episodes, of course, are like any kid show. They're like, 11 minutes long.
45 seconds long, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 11 minutes long. This fucking show kicked off at 3 p.m. and they can't do anything.
They can't do anything.
They can't do anything.
They can't fight.
They have their costumes have it's like 20 somethings playing the kids, but their costumes have these large misshapen heads to replicate the experience of them being kids, I guess, to give them that kid look. And they can't do there's no pyrotechnics, there's no flying, obviously. So Owlette just sort of like runs around with her wings, and literally half the things in this show were her flapping her wings so hard that she blew bad people off the stage. Gecko, who has super strength, as near as I can tell, only uses super strength to strike things from the stage that no longer needed to be included in the action.
Was Gecko wearing a black turtleneck and black slacks, and was he maybe just the stage manager?
And he took lots of breaks and came back smelling like cigarettes.
Gecko, there's another one of the sticky splats, and he would pick it up and he would throw it stage right just to keep the show. We just have to keep the action moving. And
he couldn't do more than that. He's union.
The 3 villains claimed a playground for their own, and the PJ Masks were not down with that. And then the villains decided that they should team up for once. Thank you for finally realizing that. And their first order of business was to steal the PJ Masks headquarters, which seems like a pretty big ask for your first job. It's a good
crime. Yeah.
It's a really good crime. Anyway, they can't attack each other. Literally, they can't. And there's no things moving on the stage because it's a pretty simple touring production. So it's literally just kids running around and flapping wings and then throwing things off the stage. It got to be 3:50, and there was a magnificent battle, by which I mean Catboy ran around in circles, and Owlette flapped her wings at people, and Gecko struck the stage. Climactic battle between the 3, and then the lights went down, and a voice said, "All right, kids, we're going to take a 20-minute intermission, and then we'll be back." Are you... The kids
How could there be more?
They were tearing chairs in half. They were ripping nameplates off. I'm sorry, Mr. Dr. Robert Lingen, who bought this chair.
Gave his life for this theater. A beam fell on him. We love him.
A kid is just eating the carpet. They run out. Go outside. This motherfucker was literally an hour and 45 minutes long. This show barely maintains its narrative momentum for 11 minutes, and you're going to stretch this shit over an hour and 45 minutes long. the last
How many parents do you think, Justin, like the kids went out into the lobby and the kids were like, "What's going on?" And the parents were like, "That's the end."
Intermission means
word
the end.
for it's done.
It's
I will
Latin
say it-
for "go on home, Jeremy."
I will say at least 1/3 of this podcast tried it for sure. For sure. Oh, we're done, sweetie. And get this. Because it's like a fancy schmancy place, you can't bring drinks or snacks into the theater. So what you had was kids had been bought sodas, were told they couldn't bring them into the theater, and then just stood outside before Act 2, just pounding soda and sugar, and then putting them back in for Act 2. By the end of this show, the mass exodus and hysteria was as if the PJ Masks had suddenly started doing like deeply racist material.
Yeah.
Just like shouting at people walking out, kids just like, one kid had a conch shell and another kid killed him for it. It was fucking pandemonium. The idea, and what kills me is like, who did you make this 2 hours for?
Yeah.
Who was your target in making this a 2-hour-long production? Because it certainly wasn't the parents. I could have showed up and just taken a picture with the PJ Masks and feel like I had done my duty. It wasn't the kids. They want this shit to be 15 minutes long, and that's barely. Like, that's hanging by a thread. And you're going to make it 2 hours long.
It's for the performers, Justin, so they can really stretch their chops.
Yeah,
Maybe the
really
only time
Who
explore.
is Catboy?
It may be the only time they let him off the bus, so maybe it's like a humanitarian thing. Like, we do have to give them 2 hours.
You watch them walk off the stage. They do the curtain call. They do a bow, and then as they are walking off the stage, you can actually see them putting the shackles back around their neck
As the
and putting.
sheepdogs start herding, yep, back on the bus.
Yep, back on the bus. Yep. Anyway, PJ Masks were pretty good. This is, as you've almost certainly guessed by now, this is an advice show.